Minecraft is the most popular game ever created to date, having sold 238 million copies as of editing this. So of course over the years some interesting ideas and features have came with the game, starting with stats and ending with an originally planned Aether to be added as a new dimension. Today we're doing a quick but deep dive into 5 of Minecraft's most interesting removed features. Originally, there were stats in the player inventory screen. In a very early version of the game, while it was still in early development called InDev, the player could open their inventory and read their username and 3 stats, all at 100. Attack, defense, and speed. It's speculated that originally, armor was planned to affect these stats, although this idea was scrapped early on for not fitting Notch's vision of the game. Levels and RPG stats would overcomplicate his simple cave game. And honestly, not much else is known about the stats, so we're just going to go already right on to the next category. I'm assuming that most people watching have heard a thing or two about the Farlands in the past. The Farlands is essentially Minecraft's terrain generation falling apart after reaching its hard limit for storing numbers. Now, if you've kept going deep enough in the Farlands, incredibly deep, you could find the Fartherlands. The Fartherlands is essentially just a deeper section of the Farlands that looks even more weird. Terrain in the Fartherlands is more smooth and even more stretched out than the regular Farlands. Not only this, but the Fartherlands were 1,4,065,920 blocks from the world origin. That's 80 times farther than the Farlands. Unfortunately, this makes the Fartherlands basically impossible to reach on survival. When you go far enough in the game that yet another part of the game's world generation breaks down, the Farlands get even more strange and the Fartherlands get made. And coming next up, while not being as incredibly significant or game-changing as other things on the list, colored lighting would be a beautiful addition to the game. The torches were originally thought about during 2019 to be added to Java and Bedrock, and they actually made textures for red, green, blue, and purple colored torches. The idea was put away until it was reused in the Education Edition in a future update. The torches are actually still in the Education Edition of Minecraft, and are craftable at an Education Edition only crafting station called the Compound Creator, with chloride salts that can actually add colors to fire when added in real life. Unfortunately, all this content is Education Edition only, and Mojang's basically forgot about colored torches since. While I was going to make this about the removed sounds of Minecraft, I definitely doubt everyone would want to hear old Minecraft sounds for a few minutes straight, so instead we're going to talk about Minecraft's original price. When Minecraft was first released, it wasn't the worldwide sensation we see today. Who could have guessed? It just wasn't worth its $30 price tag. During December of 2010, Beta 1.8 was released publicly, and Minecraft could be bought for very early beta testing for only $10. Well, actually it was €9.95, so it was actually a little under $14 at the time, but still, it was less than half the price it is today. That's pretty crazy. Originally, the Sky Dimension was a fully planned feature that was meant to be a direct counterpart and opposite to the Nether, kind of like a heaven. While it was in the game during InDev, it wasn't fully fleshed out and was only a map type, similar to how the Nether was only the map type Hell at the time. The map was called Floating. It was mostly just peaceful floating islands that would spawn slightly above clouds, and of course be surrounded by lots of empty space. Although this was planned to be a separate dimension, so they wouldn't be there in the overworld and they wouldn't be their own map type. You'd have to make a portal, or maybe fall asleep to find them. At the time, Mojang was also thinking of adding dreams to Minecraft as the way to add something to make sleeping have more of an impact on the game. The idea was that, now this is directly quoting from Notch, the Sky Dimension would probably be a dream world. Notch plans to let every time you went to bed, there's a certain chance you'd have a dream, so that every time you went to bed there's a bit of a risk. The islands were meant to be released for the 2011 Adventure Update alongside the End Dimension as the 4th dimension in the game, although unfortunately it was later cut for many reasons, but mostly because of budget and to prioritize work on the Nether and End. Such a shame because of how awesome this feature would be, although finding this out does give me hope there might still be a new dimension of Minecraft eventually. Who knows?